The Quikirin M5 Pro is a new electric bike, tricycle, or scooter in the market. The first thing we will talk about is the body of this Quikirin M5 Pro, which comes with a design that has some good features. Honestly, I agree with this, and those who disagree with me might not. One might have a different opinion, but for me, it is made from high quality materials and their quality is excellent. It can handle a weight of 120 kilos or 140 kilo and will move naturally without any issues. If you want to fold it, you can fold it completely or not at all. On the contrary, almost every part is initially attached to another part and you can choose to detach or change any part you want. If you encounter a problem, you can easily disassemble it from the handlebar. The lower frame of this series is designed to support the load, and you shouldn't place anything on it until it stabilizes and the components return to their natural state. As I mentioned, you can choose to attach or not attach them. Another point I noted about the components here or the wheels is that you will feel them. They are suitable for off-road and well suited for service. Their quality is good and you can walk with them on the track comfortably due to their slightly wide size. I tried them on the track and I was moving freely. Even with the available motors you have here in the upcoming components, you have the motor only logo in the front. You have the motor in the green mode, whether it's for the car, the vehicle, or the scooter, as you prefer to call it. You also have the motor under the series, which includes approximately 3 motors. This means when you are at home or in your garage and with the larger size, you will be completely comfortable. Secondly, you have the series here. If you want to go for a ride or drive like a motorbike, you can relax and drive. If you want to carry something behind you, it's natural because they can place their feet here, placing their feet behind yours. And you can ride it with 2 people and use it as a scooter. If you want to use it like a tricycle, you will raise the handlebar out, it will go up, and you will ride, extending the handlebar, and you will be able to go with it. Stop and try it out. Honestly, the tricycle is impressive on the road, beautiful and comfortable with speed and quietness that it achieves. Secondly, there are all available lights, including the front light that comes with Google LED, which is directed at them with effort, and you can control it, adjust it, and turn it on or off according to the growth you want. We have the side lights or signals here on the lower side, in this lower side that houses the tricycle, which also contains the battery. The battery comes with a large capacity, and we will get to it and explain it in the episode about speed and other features. We have the signal here, as we mentioned, the rear and front Google lights, and you even have the lighting. The rear adjusts the signal status. Since we are preparing to light the oven, prepare for the ovens. The ovens we have here in raw dot are 2, and we have a disc oven. You have the front raw dot, which has the oven, and the front raw dot, which has the oven. This is a good thing with the Bay. It runs very quickly, thank God. So you must have 2 ovens so that you do not want to stop quickly once. You can press both of them at once to stop faster. The brakes are both working well, and I tested them myself. They are excellent in the conditions we have. As you go up, you will find the accelerator on the right, and we have the ignition button. After you turn the contact on, you start it with the ignition button. You keep pressing it for about 3 to 5 seconds. The other button we have is for the horn. And speaking of the horn, it's a bit weak, which I don't like. As for the horn, I'm not sure what they did with it, but it's a big horn. This program Shwachi is easy, so you can change the horn to another one, and there are also buttons for the signal. There's also the light that works in the dark and turns on, and there are also the brakes that are applied directly above the handlebar. There is this display that shows you the speed, so you can change the battery that remains in its condition. You can also change it. There is also the gear that you can change, or the range of the market, so you can change in this display, which is about 1.4 or 5 in size. Important thing is that you have this year a law, and you close and milk the syrup, meaning you can prepare anything you need to take with you. Now let's move on to the speed and battery autonomy. Let's start with the battery. How many kilometers does it cover if you charge the battery from 0 to 100%? When it's fully charged, it will cover approximately between 60 and 70 kilometers, averaging around 65 kilometers. Naturally, this depends on the situation. For example, if someone is driving uphill a lot, or if someone is riding with a passenger, or if someone is driving alone on a flat road. So you have about a 10-kilometer difference that can occur between one person and another, as I mentioned, between 60 and 70 kilometers. This is normal. Even cars that run on diesel or gasoline have variations. The same model can have different consumption rates depending on the road they are on. If it's a highway, it consumes more. If it's a city road, it consumes less. It also depends on each person's driving style. The important thing is that the battery autonomy, in my opinion, is excellent, ranging between 60 and 70 kilometers. It's excellent. You can use it to go to work and come back, but the service is far from you. You can travel 20 kilometers or even 30 kilometers, go and return in the evening without needing to charge it. Regarding the time it takes to charge the battery, naturally it takes a long time, especially if you leave it charging overnight, more than 10 hours, it can be fully charged. As for the speed is impressive, especially compared to many scooters. If you take it, you will notice a difference. Of course, you can change the gear model. The first, second, and third gears are not the same. You can set the speed to 25 kilometers, or you can set it to 45, and you can even reach 65 or 70. At one point, I tried it on a downhill path and almost reached 80 or 81 as recorded on the speedometer. So it was a very powerful speed. Of course, I thought 80 or 70 km was a lot for this bike. It's better to keep it at a maximum of 50 or 45, which I found sufficient. The motor has 1200 watts. I tested it on an uphill. However, I think there are two places where such a climb would be difficult for it. Based on my experience, I haven't tried it in other places, but I felt that if it were heavier, it would struggle to climb like it did when going up to the top of the margin parking. The climb is a bit tough, but for regular climbs, I think it's fine. I no problem at all. As I mentioned, the motor has 1200 watts. Yes, the motor means that you need to have a good setup, whether it's in the barn or with a lot of hay, so you can manage it and handle it until you get used to it, especially if you have a period, for example, of 3 days and you start with it for 3 days, it will be a bit difficult to get going. So always take it easy with a lot of hay, or at first don't go full throttle so you don't get into trouble or something doesn't work with you. This motor requires you to be cautious. That's all for this video. I hope you found it beneficial. Subscribe to the channel and check out the latest video, God willing. If you have any other questions, you can leave them in the comments, or if there are any things you haven't forgotten or remembered, you can write them in the comments so you can remember them in another topic, whether it's about electric scooters, hoverboards, bikes, or whatever you like to call them. Take care.